On the Newshour tonight, a member of the National Assembly of the PMLN, Maisa Hamid, is joining us. Also with us is Brigadier Javed Hussain, former Pakistan Army Special Forces, Maroof Raza, our Strategic Affairs Consulting Editor, and General B.S. Jaswal, former Army Commander of the Northern Command. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. And let me first begin by saying that what has happened in Pakistan, I have said so clearly, Brigadier Hussain, and to Maisa Hamid, is something that all of us in India are grieving. We in this channel are grieving for what has happened, and every right-thinking person across the world is grieving, and we really deeply share your sorrow. In fact, Maisa Hamid, we said today that it appears to us that this is a nightmare. You know, we find it difficult to believe that something like this can happen. In your view, what is the greatest lesson from what has happened today in terms of how we need to take on this scourge of terrorism together?
Bismillah ar-Rahman Rahim. I feel that this nation as a whole and this subcontinent as a whole is being affected by terrorism, and what we've seen today is butchery. And we feel that, you know, right now is the time for all these countries to take a joint action, because this is not going to be Pakistani issue. It might be Pakistan is affected right now the most, but it is going to spread throughout. So all these countries who are neighboring, like Afghanistan, India, China, we all need to sit together and take out a plan where, you know, we should feel that this is a problem that is going to be encountered by us, and we need to face it head on. Now is the time that our innocent children that have died and who I would call shaheed have been affected. Now is the time that we feel that, you know, our nation as a whole, our political leadership as a whole should sit together and think strategically and tell our army to take this operation more seriously than before. But I really feel that Zarb-e-Azab has been very effective in the areas that army has pushed it further. But and that is the fallout of this incident, is the fallout of what army has done. And I feel that the terrorists were desperate. That is why they hit upon the weakest part of the country which they could, and they were desperate. And I feel that the whole nation is very sad today, and we are shocked and we are numb.
But Maisa Hamid ji, I think I agree with what you say there, that, you know, you need a complete approach, and this is precisely what right-thinking people in India have also been telling everyone, including those in the Pakistani army, and we have had debates on it. And Brigadier Javed Hussain, you know, what has happened today, our hearts cry out for what has happened. I mean, I cannot tell you personally, Brigadier, the sense of loss that I feel, that every Indian today feels. I mean, when we saw those pictures of what is happening in the Pakistani channels, and we saw those children coming out of the Peshawar, school, each time, Brigadier, there was a child who came out, one would feel relieved that one more child has come out unscathed. And when we see these children lying there, hurt and bleeding, Brigadier, our hearts go out for them. But having said that, Brigadier, is it not time today for everyone to realize that you can't, Brigadier Hussain, that you can't manage terrorism, you can't control terrorism, you can't use terrorism, you can't be selective in your approach on terrorism. You must, Brigadier Hussain, have the will to eliminate terrorism, wherever its origin and whatever its use. Do you agree with me tonight, Brigadier Hussain?
You see, this is precisely what Pakistan is doing. Pakistan has suffered enormously and fighting the terrorists. Now, presently, better part of the army is in the tribal areas, going after the same people who orchestrated this murder.
Sir, can you be honest
school
about
children in Peshawar.
Sir, can you be honest about one fact
And-
today? Brigadier Hussain, let us not argue because we are on the same side, I would like to believe. But can I ask you today, the
I am not arguing.
Pakistan Taliban, which is the cowardly, weak perpetrator of today's attack, does it or does it not have links with the Haqqani network and the Afghan Taliban? Two terror outfits which have been aided, abetted and financed, supported by the ISI. Can you deny these links, sir? Even tonight, can you deny these links?
You're not letting me speak. Every time I speak, you interrupt. Now, please don't interrupt. Hear me out.
Sir, do you deny these
You will not
links
agree with
after
me.
today that these are groups that the
don't
ISI
ask
has
me
indirectly done business with?
Don't ask me question after question. You are asking me a question. Let me respond to it. You see, if this is a debate, then you must not. You have to have the patience to listen to the other person's view.
I am only waiting.
You may not agree with it.
I need not agree, but I am waiting.
So-
at least want your response to that
Yeah,
very
you may
straight
not
question.
agree. I'm not forcing it down your throat. Just listen to me. We are presently engaged in fighting the Tehreek-e-Taliban, which carried out this attack on the children in Peshawar. And incidentally, let me also tell you this. I have heard from reliable sources that the beheading of the Indian soldiers, if you recall, I had taken part in that program on your channel. Do you recall that when the Indian soldiers were beheaded?
I won't forget it easily.
They were beheaded and they carried out this raid. The raiders were from Tehreek-e-Taliban, Pakistan. These are the people that the army is going after. Now the problem is, it is not only in North Waziristan that the operation is being conducted against these murderers, these butchers, and as you say, these cowards. It is in all the agencies of the tribal areas where they have dispersed. Not only have they dispersed in the tribal areas, they have also crossed the... Hold on,
sir, you need to learn from your mistakes.
Look, we are not discussing mistakes or any such thing. You asked me a question. Let me finish. They have also escaped to Afghanistan, the bordering provinces. And let me also tell you this. You may not like it. You may not know it. But the people who should know it, that these very people are being supported by Afghan intelligence agencies in close collaboration with RAW.
Sir, you know, there has to be a limit
same people.
Sir, there has to be a limit to at least tonight.
You may not agree.
At least tonight.
You may not agree with
it. So fine, at least tonight. At least tonight. I will not engage in that debate because of out of respect for those who have died today. Out of respect for those who have died today. I don't want to engage in that today. I don't want
I know.
to. Today 130 children have died.
Rundown.
Those children are just children.
I have given you a rundown. You see?
So my point is, can I just get a second and third view on this? I am only presenting...
that Pakistan is going after the terrorists.
No, sir. I wish
not only in the tribal areas,
sir,
but not only in the tribal areas, but also in the urban areas of Pakistan.
I remind you. I remind you. With respect, Brigadier, just hear me. Secretary Hillary Clinton, Secretary of State in 2011, she said with respect to the Haqqani network, and she said, and Maruf will corroborate this, and General Jaswal probably.
How does Haqqani network come into the picture?
Sir, the Pakistan Taliban does business with the Haqqani network.
All the others out.
Does the Pakistan Taliban have links with the Haqqani network?
These butchers,
does the Pakistan,
these cowards, talk about them.
Sir, does the Pakistan...
Forget about Haqqani network.
Sir, these are all linked.
Forget about the Afghan Taliban.
Sir, these are all linked.
They have got nothing to do with this.
They are all linked. The Haqqani network
This
is
was
financed
done
by
by
the ISI. You know that.
TTP.
Sir,
And army is going after the TTP, not only in the tribal areas, but in the urban areas of Pakistan.
Brigadier, I want to tell you one thing.
And sooner or later, in due course of time, the TTP is going to be wiped out.
Yes, we hope it will.
Not only in the tribal areas,
yes, we hope it will.
But outside the tribal areas
we
also.
We hope it will.
These
We hope it will. You say that. You say that to that man Imran Khan, who says do business with the TTP. That's Imran Khan. We have always been on your side on the right issues, Brigadier.
About TTP.
Brigadier, we can't negotiate with groups like the Pakistan Taliban. We can't negotiate with the killers of children. We can't negotiate.
Pakistan is going after the Taliban who beheaded the Indian soldiers and who have killed 136 children.
Sir, you know today, I first of all...
The blood of these children will be avenged.
Brigadier, I hope and pray it will. Let me say this to you today.
Not one member of the TTP will be left alive.
Brigadier, I hope and pray that these children will be avenged. And I hope and pray they will be avenged so many times over that those people will learn their lesson. But what I'm saying is, Brigadier, that my point is broader, and Maruf wanted to come in and General Jaswal already wanted. In my view, the simple lesson is you can't do any business of any kind with any terrorist. It's simple, or terrorist group. When will that lesson be learned? General Jaswal wanted to come in. General Jaswal, Maruf, after that I'm coming to you. General Jaswal.
Hello, General Jaswal. How are you? Seeing you after a long time.
I'm fine. Yeah, me too. But it's a sad moment. I don't even have the heart to say good evening to you. My heart goes to the families, the parents who lost their children. And I highly condemn the dastardly act by the terrorists, because children are children of God, they're children of Allah. And whosoever has done it, well, they have met their fate in any way. There is one very, very important thing. At this hour, we definitely support the global war on terrorism and would like to come and help Pakistan in any way to go after the terrorists. But there is conditionality. On the one hand, we want to go and stabilize this nation. But on the other hand, we expect that whilst they are tackling terrorists, they should not support terrorist group. I mean, we all know it, America knows it, people have been branded, etc. Let's come to reality. Secondly, I would say Pakistan, if it is a true democracy, it should not have any instrument of state policy, the fallout of which results in dastardly acts like this.
Exactly.
They nurtured terrorism, which is a known fact. Let's not deny it. We are there with Pakistan at this moment of grief. But let's not deny what is going on. They have been supporting, and we know it, they have been supporting the terrorists to come towards our side.
Exactly.
So at this moment, I think we should rally together and draw lines and understand that how can we tackle this scourge which is affecting both the countries. And let's not, on the one hand, have an instrument of state policy to support terrorists. I mean, President Musharraf said that I have a strategic force in these terrorists.
It is not a state policy.
That means it is.
Of course it is.
I am denying it.
Of course it is.
I am denying it.
Of course it is.
I will
It is
not
not
contest.
state policy.
Sir, of course.
Okay, fine.
It has been.
Fine. No, Brigadier Hussain, please, I didn't contest when you were talking. I request you. You may not agree with it.
Go ahead, sir.
But this is a statement made by President Musharraf when he was in. It's a strategic force that. Allow me, please. Now, if that is there, this is the understanding the world has. I may be wrong, but the world is not wrong. You may be right, but the world is not wrong. The thing is that if genuinely you want to go, and I swear, my heart bleeds today. And my heart goes to these families because this is a dastardly act. How long can we be, kept under the shadows of terrorists? Let's address the issue, but please be genuine in addressing the issue. My point is only that.
Well, I think it is fair to ask for that, and Brigadier, I'm sure you know that Hillary Clinton herself had said you can't keep snakes in your own backyard and expect them to bite only your neighbors. She said you can't keep snakes in your backyard and expect them to bite only your neighbors. You have tried negotiating, hasn't Pakistan, for example, Maruf, tried negotiating with the Pakistan Taliban, the killers of these children, hoping they will shift the theater of their operations to Afghanistan and target Indian interests. The lesson I learned from this is, Maruf, you can't negotiate or manage these people.
Can I interrupt?
Sure you can, ma'am, but I am only quoting the reality.
Madam.
Yes, no.
I think there's a bigger reality at hand right now. The fact that Pakistan is a new democracy, and Pakistan has had talks with Taliban, and we have tried to negotiate, and that turned out not so well because our political parties, our stakeholders wanted that the Taliban should sit on the table, and if we could sort out things. At least we could have sorted out things, but that did not turn out very well. So we went for Operation Zarb-e-Azab. And I think we are quite serious about the operation because basically Pakistan is the only country and Pakistani people are the only people who are most affected.
No, I'm sorry.
Today, than
I am sorry, Meza Hamid ji.
If you talk about
Meza Hamid ji, may I?
Sorry, but no, listen, just give me 2 minutes. No country wants their own people to be killed and butchered, and they want to feed and pallify terrorists in their own backyard. Well, the most affected country, it is unrealistic to say that we are simultaneously doing this.
Miss Hamid, I would like to.
Miss Hamid, and they're also killing us.
Miss Hamid, may I just
do that?
Miss Meza Hamid ji, I would like to get Maruf in, but before I get Maruf, I just want to make a limited point, Maruf, before I hand over to you. My simple point is, we have been also suffering. The only difference is the terrorism we suffer from comes from your soil. And we keep telling you,
I don't think you have the evidence. Right now,
Miss Hamid, I'll give you one bit of evidence.
I can also
Miss Hamid, I'll give you one bit of evidence.
Statement about your country.
Miss Hamid, I don't want to argue today.
We'll investigate.
No, I don't want to argue.
But we'll investigate that incident.
Miss Hamid, I feel your pain. You feel ours.
After
I feel your pain, but when will you feel ours?
Where this has come through.
I feel your pain.
Serious. Our leadership is very serious. The Prime Minister said that these children were his children.
Miss Hamid, they are our children too. But do you feel our pain?
All political parties are on the same page. They are sitting at a table right now and discussing what to do next.
Okay, I'll give one example.
Pakistan is, let's be very clear about the fact that Pakistan is very serious about the future of its country.
Miss Hamid, can I just make one point and then I want to get a response from Maruf Raza. My small point is, you see, there is a group called the Lashkar-e-Jhangvi. The Lashkar-e-Jhangvi wants to convert your country into a Sunni state through violence. And the Lashkar-e-Jhangvi has been responsible for a series of terror attacks. You say you are serious. Do you know that the leader and co-founder of this group got a monthly stipend during an imprisonment from the Punjab government?
I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
I am saying today groups like the Lashkar-e-Jhangvi, groups like Osama bin Laden, groups like the Haqqani brothers, all these groups have been supported. Groups like Hafiz Saeed, Lashkar-e-Toiba, all these groups have been supported by your Pakistani army. So all we are saying is we have been telling you to be careful in this for a long time. It's going to hurt you. Maruf.
I really feel
Maruf.
Indian media wants to sensationalize things.
Madam,
we don't want to.
We've heard you give somebody...
Maruf,
give me 1 minute. I can't there's so many people
Madam,
talking.
with respect,
What
you
I'm
keep
trying
saying
to
1
say
minute,
is
you take 5 minutes.
that if
Let Maruf respond. Maruf
I've
Raza.
heard you
I've not
out.
been
You have got
talking.
nothing new to say. You've got nothing new to say. Hear our point of view. While we have all the sympathy for you and your people, I'm sorry, you cannot fight terror selectively. And your country has been selective about good terrorists and bad terrorists.
I am
good
sorry,
Taliban
I'm sorry
and
the
bad
fact that you
Taliban.
think that
I'll
we
give you
are-
any,
we
madam.
are be-
I
we
did
are-
not,
we are being
madam.
very
I did
selective
not
is
know,
your point
madam.
of
I
view.
did not
Our
interrupt.
point of view
I
is
did not
this.
interrupt.
We
No.
have been very serious.
You have
we have
to.
been
No,
the
you
most
have to hear
effective.
me. I
And
did not.
I think
No,
your
I did not
country should
interrupt. I
realize
did
how
not.
serious
I will
we
not
are
let you
at
speak. I will
counter-terrorism.
not let you speak.
But
No, I'm sorry. I will not let you
continuously
speak.
blaming Pakistan.
No, I will not
help
let you speak
people.
unless
It
you
will
let me
eventually
speak.
Spread
No.
throughout the subcontinent.
I am sorry.
People
You are
don't
a
Ma'am, it has
realize.
spread.
You're completely two-faced. I'm sorry, Ornab. The Pakistani gay lady is two-faced and she is an apologist
I did
for
not
those who
think
support
today,
terror.
I did not think today
I'm
India
sorry.
would blame
You
Pakistan
you
for
people
being
cultivate.
non-serious as
You
far
people
as
cultivate the
terrorism is concerned. It's our children. It's
Madam,
our
you
youth.
are dying.
It's
You
our
people
future
are
that is
dying
suffering.
because of
It is
the
our-
instruments
we
of
are-
terror
people are
you have
dying.
cultivated.
And we are very serious
They
about
may be
countering
dying. I'm
terrorism.
sorry for
That's
them who
why
are
our
dying.
army-
Even 168
No,
people
you are not
died in
sorry.
Mumbai.
Our
We are
country,
sorry.
Our
I'm
country
sorry.
is out
I'm sorry.
there.
You
Our
have to
army
learn
is
to
out
listen
there
to others.
fighting for our people.
Okay, one
I'm
second.
sorry.
No,
You are
One
not
second.
doing
I'd
that.
like to. I'd
No.
like to repeat
You
tonight.
have
1
to-
second.
You have to hear somebody
Maruf,
else's
please pull
point
back.
of view.
No, 1 second.
Ornab, this lady
No.
is ridiculous.
These
Maruf,
children were our
Maruf,
army-
may I request you
army
just a minute,
jawans
please, and Meza Hamid ji.
studying in army public school.
Meza Hamid ji.
For God's sake, I mean, why are you saying that Pakistan
Meza
is not
Hamid
being
ji.
affected?
I am-
Pakistan
Meza
I-
Hamid ji,
is not
1
serious.
second. Meza Hamid ji, these are, you see Meza Hamid ji, 1 second, 1 second. Meza Hamid ji, 1 second, and Maruf Raza, 1 minute.
You have to
You see,
allow me
no,
to make
one
my
minute.
point.
The point,
Shouting away.
1 second, Maruf, 1 second, Maruf. I just, I'm making, Meza Hamid ji.
Ornab, I stood quietly. I stood quietly for 3 of her interjections. She doesn't have the courtesy to let me speak for 2 minutes.
Maruf, I appreciate.
What kind of a guest is she?
Maruf, I appreciate that, but today, because of what has happened, I do not want to, in this debate, at the end of the day, Maruf, at the end of the day, and I make this point with the utmost sincerity. Yes, there are issues, and I feel, I said to Brigadier Javed Hussain today, but because of what has happened, out of respect for those 130, children who have been killed today, those who have, jinko shahadat mili hai, and I really feel today, I feel as a subcontinent, Meza Hamid ji, can I tell you this? As a subcontinent, as human beings, I feel your pain. Do you understand what I'm saying, Meza Hamid ji? I feel your pain. But I also want to share with Brigadier Javed Hussain that on these issues, we are not enemies, Brigadier Hussain. We can work together, Brigadier Hussain. We can, if we want, Brigadier Hussain, work together. If we wish, we can be at loggerheads for a long time, and these terrorists will be the ones who benefit. You understand what I'm saying?
Together.
2 or 3 points.
You can understand what I'm saying, Brigadier?
Let's work. Yeah. Let me now respond. Let's work together. We have these Tehreek-e-Taliban in not only the tribal area, but in Afghanistan. The head of the Tehreek-e-Taliban, Mullah Fazlullah, is in Afghanistan. Let's work together. Let the Indians tell the Afghans to throw those people back into Pakistan before
That's not
Pakistan
correct.
decides
That's not
to
correct.
take
Maruf is
the
responding.
war into Afghanistan.
Maruf is responding. General
This is where
Jaswal
the
is responding.
Indians can help us.
General Jaswal,
Hold on.
Brigadier Javed,
Number
sir.
2, let the Indians stop supporting the Baloch separatists. There is
You are
hard
not,
evidence
again you
that
are
this
getting
is
into
happening.
denial mode, sir.
Let us work together.
Sir, you are getting into denial
Let us
mode.
work
Terrorism
together
affects us
to
all.
destroy the Tehreek-e-Taliban.
Terrorism affects us all.
Let us work together.
Sir, terrorism affects us
destroy
all.
the separatists in Balochistan.
General, terrorism affects us
Is
all.
India prepared to do that?
You can't have
You will
double
deny
standards.
it.
What are our Indian guests telling you?
You understand?
We
Also
grieve with you.
recognize
We grieve with
How
you.
many people were killed
Sir,
on
we grieve with
26/11?
you. So we grieve with you.
Hold on, answer my question.
But did you, do
How
you
many
have
people?
Do you have double standards on
lost
terror or not,
136.
Brigadier?
How many were killed on 26/11? 300, 400?
Are you going to do a body
How
count?
many Muslims were killed
This
in
is the
Gujarat?
problem. You see, this is the
Thousands
problem.
of Muslims.
This is your problem.
By whom?
This is your problem. When we reach out to you,
whom?
when we reach out
The
to you,
man
this is how you
the
respond.
Prime Minister of
When we
India.
reach out to you, when we
The
reach
man
out to
who
you,
was
this is how you
refused
respond.
visas
And General Jaswal, I'd like to
by
get General
North
Jaswal and
America
Maruf in,
and by
please.
the European
You see,
Union.
sir, you can't fight the Pakistan Taliban while ignoring all international sanctions
There are
against Hafiz
mass
Saeed.
conversions going on.
Sir, please,
Agra
don't trivialize it.
elsewhere.
Don't desecrate. The memory of all these children who have died today. Don't do this. I will not allow
Whatever
you.
happens on
I will
the
not allow you.
LOC,
So 130
you
children in your
deny.
country have died. Don't do this.
They are the
General
local
Jaswal.
Kashmiri insurgents.
Sir, please,
You
we just
blame
want you
it
to
on
become realistic
Pakistan.
about what has happened today. Please, sir, the consequences of
Let's
it
work
are
together.
serious. General Jaswal.
Arnab, I request let Maruf speak a few words. He's not been able to speak at all. I would request Maruf kindly.
No, you make your point, sir. Maruf is in our second debate as well, so I'd like you to make your point, and then I'll certainly give the floor to Maruf.
Okay. Okay, fine. You see, you rightly identified this problem that we deviate, Pakistanis, I'm saying, they deviate from the main issue. We are talking of the event today and what we can do. Now, they're quoting Bombay, then going to Gujarat. I mean, then we cannot connect the dots. If we are genuine about something, let's have a meeting. Let's be genuine about it. We are giving proof. Please come here. We'll show you
That's
what
all.
is there. I don't think there has been any proof. And let me assure Brigadier Javed that India does not have a policy, instrument of state policy to support such like activities.
That's a limited point.
We responded.
No, that's a limited
as a nation,
point. That's a limited point, General Jaswal, that we are making. And we are saying today, all that Maruf is also saying and you are saying is that you can't be fighting terror on the one hand and harboring terror on the other. This is a policy that is going to hit you. Maruf wanted to respond to Brigadier. Brigadier, please, before we close this debate,
Arnab,
Maruf, please.
Arnab, I wish to make, thank you, sir, thank you very much. I wish to make, Brigadier Javed, I have a lot of regard for him. We've debated against each other for years. But I wish to make a few corrections. And this is based on not what I'm saying, not what Indian writers say, but what Pakistani authors are saying. The first point is Brigadier Javed's contention that they are fighting the Tehreek-e-Taliban now, but Khalid Ahmed 10 days ago wrote a piece in the Indian Express, and he's an eminent journalist in Pakistan, to say that your last army chief, General Kayani, had chosen not to confront the Taliban. He still saw in them, and the collective groups of Taliban, you call them Haqqani, you call them the Hikmatyar lot, or you call them the current Tehreek-e-Taliban and a whole lot of other factions. He saw in them certain strategic value, so he did not confront them. And we all also know that Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif and the Army Chief General Sharif are divided on how to deal with the Taliban. One wants to talk, the other wants to use military force. And therefore, the Taliban is trying to exploit this divide. Of course, they all know, like all terrorists would know, that the most vulnerable area of the military and security forces are their family members.
Absolutely.
And by doing this kind of a dastardly attack, they are trying to exploit that weak spot amongst the armed forces establishment to try and go slow with Zarb-e-Azab, which has otherwise proved quite successful for the Pakistan armed forces. But having said that, even General Raheel Sharif is of the view that the Lashkar-e-Toiba and Hafiz Saeed, who has a bounty on his head, since they are not needling the army is letting them be and keeping them as assets. That is
their short-sighted attitude, Maruf. That's why they are myopic.
Brigadier Javed's point, and I'm not saying it, his point about about Baluchistan, please read Murtaza Razvi's books, The Musharraf Years.
No,
There's a
Maruf,
full
it's
chapter
evident.
on Baluchistan.
It's
I'll
evident.
give you 6 reasons, and they will say very clearly, you have exacerbated the Baluchi insurgency. We've had nothing to do with it. And my final point, Brigadier Javed knows, General Jaswal knows, I know, all of us who've been on either side of the LOC know that nobody can cross the LOC or operate there without
the support of the Pakistani army.
And so therefore, if the Tehreek-e-Taliban was behind the beheading, then they must have had the blessings of the Pakistan army.
So Maruf, as I close this part of the debate,
but that's the ground reality.
As I close this part of the debate, I'd like to say this to Brigadier, that if you have problems taking on Hafiz Saeed, you take care of the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Taliban. You know, even half a battalion or even a few good Indian soldiers are good enough to take care of the Lashkar-e-Toiba. Let us come in and we will handle that problem for you. Thank you very much, Lashkar-e-Toiba, Jamaat-ud-Dawa, whatever you call that coward Hafiz Saeed. Tackle him with the same ferocity because tomorrow he will be as difficult to handle for you as the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan has become. Thank you, Brigadier. Thank you, General.